Okay, welcome back. New week, new adventures. Working some more on Wallace. What I'm trying this evening, as you can see, some initial vertical growth. Looks a little strange right now, but I have a plan. Man. What this is one of the Polak mats. Well, not really a mat. It's this mountain pasture variation, they call it. And I got it out, was looking at it, cut it up, sprayed the back of it. It's got a little, you can see in there, you can see some of the backing, sprayed it with a little bit of water to kind of loosen it up, and then glue everything down with some Beacon 3-in-1 glue. And then I'm going to come back and put the ground cover, dirt, some ballast, work it in, cover it up, in between there, so there'll be some bare spots, work it around here, etc. So kind of curious to see how it turns out. Again, right now it looks a little bit strange, but we'll get it. And the thing I like about it is, and it's kind of hard to tell, but just imagine you get down low and it looks, it looks vertical. To me, that's a lot better than clump foliage and just plain old ground foam. So again, we're trying to get vertical here. Alright, so just wanted to show that so you can see what it looks like initially, and then hopefully tomorrow get down there and get some of the ground cover in and see how it blends in. And it's almost going to force me to ballast this as well, just to work all together, and that's going to take a long time. As if you've ballasted, especially around turnouts, oh good lord. But has to be done. So alright, we will see how it all turns out. Alright, a little more in progress work here. Started to kind of mix in, meld in, blend in those pieces of that mat. See up here at this end of the siding. And I still need to work a little bit on the gravel road going back to the signal back there. And in here, see how it's kind of not done yet. Still probably want to put some tufts and some other grasses around it to kind of help blend it in a little bit. I did get the Mainline ballasted all the way up to the tunnel, and I tried to add a little bit where that other ugly ballast was. Man, I'm not sure how it's going to look, but did that. Then I did back along the back hill here, and the reason it looks, look at it now, you go, Mike, oh my gosh, what in the world is that? But I'm going to try something. Like I said, every wooded scene that I've seen, have you seen what I've seen? Always seems to have tons of, ground fall and deadfall and leaves, and it's really, really interesting if you really go out and look what you see. So to try to model that, I used some deadfall and some twigs and stuff, and this whole area here is all going to be trees. Bigger trees, a real seriously wooded area. Mainly to try to be a little bit of a block from Lake City down to Wallace Junction. Not the best, but I wanted to put something there to give some separation, so I can put some trees in there. So I figured I would try that for that area there. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out. I did get the initial ground covering in along there. I'm gonna see if I can get this whole area done this weekend. I don't know, but then I did get down along here again, kind of the initial ground covering. Need to go back and add some bare spots and whatnot. Oh, there's the bridge. I could try to get that in this weekend too if I could, at least in where I could hook it up. But I don't have obviously the pond done yet, and I don't want to get the bridge completely in because I don't want to be messing around with whatever I use. Probably some type of Envirotex 2-part resin type stuff. That thing I'm going to use. So, and I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of work. There's a gap there, so I'm not really sure. It's kind of hard to walk out to bridges and look without trespassing. I'd like to maybe fill something in here, paint it, and then just ballast right up over it. Again, I'm not exactly sure on the prototype how that would work, but I have a little bit of a gap there to fill, so But we'll get to that. And then figure out, I took the little end caps off of the conduit run. Oops. Figure out where it goes. Maybe even drill a hole so I can kind of, if I'm good enough, once I get everything shimmed exactly where I want it, line it up so it looks like it's coming right out of the end of the abutment there. So, alright, so that's that. And I do want to keep moving along. I like to get at least a hill size up in here so I can get that bridge back in and finish this area up here around the signal and whatnot. So I'm going to try that. Then of course got the rest of the peninsula to try to get done. I'm not sure how far I'll get, but so far it's a little bit of in progress work. Okay, working along here. Thought I'd just show a little bit of I won't call it how to, but how I do it. I've never really done that. I mean, I've shown you the products, but alright, anyway, so I'm getting ready to do this part of the embankment. Again, that was finished up in the previous segment, and I kind of explained what's going on there. What I want to do now is just come along kind of the embankment side here, whoop, up to where that bridge is. And I did put some of the Vallejo brown earth under there, tinted with some other colors, because the prototype photo I saw showed pretty much under the bridge was all kind of bare earth. So I'm trying to do that on both sides here. I don't know, probably can't see that, but anyway. Alright, so what I'm using here, what I'm going to do along the embankment is I kind of take some of the sheets and I tear them out a little bit. And what this is, most of this is actually the Hecky 1592 Herbst, which I believe is fall. And it's, their Wiesengras. And also, Scenescapes 2mm pull-apart static grass. This is listed at Scenic Express under the Hecky area if you search by manufacturer, but it's not. It's actually by Bachmann. And actually, it's pretty nice. So, that's these larger pieces here. And I kind of pre-tease them, pull them apart, stretch them real thin. And I'm set up to go from here, like I said, up to here. So I'm going to do that. I'm using this Pro Stick adhesive. Works very well. Bought it from Scenic Express. Although the Elmer, I have used Elmer's, their craft spray. I just ran out of it, so I had some of this. And what's pretty cool about this, yeah, whoa, it's fun with one hand. You can't adjust the settings. There's an L, M, H for basically how wide it sprays. And you can turn this little nozzle here, and it'll spray the way it is now. It's probably hard to see, but it'll spray horizontally. And if you just turn this little bad boy, if I can do it here on the video, doing it live from New York, it's there. Now it's going to spray this way. So I'll probably leave it like that to spray along here. But there are cases where you might want to turn it to go horizontal. Depends on the area that you're working on. So, alright, so I'm going to get that sprayed in and get this area installed. Again, this is just kind of the first layer. I'm going to leave this flat part open for now because I'm still not sure what I'm going to put there. So let's get this sprayed up and installed and see how it looks. Okay, real quick, there's adhesive. It's sprayed on. Let it set for a minute or two to get nice and tacky. And then we're going to come back in and put the those embankment grasses on. And it sprays pretty nice. I didn't overspray. With the adjustable nozzle, it's pretty nice. I could get it right along to run right along the base, and then up, and then come back and just get a little bit on there. And it's pretty strong stuff, so you don't need a whole lot of it. So, okay, let's get the grass on. Okay, so there's your first layer. Kind of a scraggly embankment look. Not perfect. Again, it's not done yet, so it's not exactly what I want it to be. But then what I did, if you notice, I came back with some of a darker green color, and you just take it and tease it out real thin. You can just kind of do this however you want. I'm not sure how well I'll be able to do this with one hand, but you just kind of look there and say, where do you want a little bit of variety? Right here. Alright, so you just take some of that and just kind of pat it in there because the adhesive's still tacky, and this actually sticks to itself, the different products, fairly well. So then you got a little bit of variety in there, just like that. And like I said, I used this, just a scrap piece I had, well, leftover piece, not scrap. And so that's it. So you can kind of see what the initial layer looks like. And then probably the next thing I'll do is come back and sprinkle some earth in there, you know, to kind of fill in some of the bare spots, make it look like bare earth. And then I might go with some of the other Hecky products, such as, oh, where did I put them? Here's some. This is some of their deco grass, which you kind of can pull out and put in as well. And like I said, I want to determine what I want to put along here. And I'm going to continue along here now. What I think I want to do, when Steve and I were out taking photographs of this bridge, well, okay, not that bridge, one that we're kind of loosely basing it on. It was kind of cool. There were houses that were next to it. And it's an embankment just like this, real scruffy embankment. And the houses, you know, backed up with relatively nice kept lawns. And some even had some fences along it. And then they had campers and small sheds. And one little shed looked cool. It even said, you know, chew tobacco products. So it looked really neat. A lot of character to it. So I might try to do something like that. But I'm not sure yet. I don't want to fill it up with things that don't look right. But maybe a couple houses there. Maybe even trailers. You know, a couple trailers along the road. People living in trailers. Something like that. Don't know. So that's kind of the look you get from the very, very first layer. Took all of about 10 minutes to get it in. And we'll keep working. I don't know, I have a little focus if I try to give you the view from down if you're a train coming through there. These products are nice. I like them. You really get to build up your layers. And again, this is not done. This is just the very, very first layer. Well, second layer, I guess. The ground foam was, I guess, the first layer. So, and then you can kind of build it up to your heart's content. If I try to put lawns up here, I might go with some 2mm static grass or something like that. Not really sure yet. Like I said, I think it might look pretty cool with, you know, with a fence right along the edge of the embankment and some things, you know, parked up against the fence. We'll see. All right, so that is that. So we'll keep working here. All right, got that other little section done there. So now I'm pretty much, like I said, initial layer along this side. And one of the things you got to do is keep signals out of the way. I did not install them permanently yet. Well, is anything ever permanent? But that way I can tilt them out of the way when I'm working. Because I'm kind of a klutz, and I guarantee I'd be smacking that custom-built cantilever, and I would regret that. All right, so this is done. Just FYI, let's talk cost, because you know this does cost money. I used one of these, and this cost about, I think, $12. At Scenic Express, and I used up that little, you know, piece that I had left over, not a whole sheet, and it's about the same cost. So maybe that was $3. I used a couple little tidbits of this. So you know, this right here probably cost about $15, including, you know, the proportion of the adhesive I used and yeah. So there to there, the way it is now, $15. Like I said, when you really start to think about it, you know, doing scenery, at least the way I want to do it, is not going to be a cheap date. But anyway, that's what it is. And then I tried to clean up some of the standing water. I get little bits of gravel and stuff on them. I may have done it a little bit later, but they're still there. So, all right, so that's that. Let that sit. Got to grab a cup of coffee, and we'll see about getting some of the next layers in, or maybe some of the ground in, and just kind of see what that looks like. Or we'll see how far I get before I decide to put this update up. Alright, we're on a little bit more of the embankment work around the end here. Probably going to stop here and get this thing posted. What I did in here. Similar concept. I did do a little bit more just up along the very top there. Kind of notice that? That's some Hecky floor, F-L-O-R. Let's see if I have some sitting right here. Yeah, I do. Just hold on here. We'll take a look. This stuff here. Don't know if that's the exact number, but it's in the 1550 series, 50, 51, 54, different colors. And what I did here was, you know, not exactly sure what I'm going to put along there, but that's kind of the transition from whatever is here, farmhouse, lawn, a fence, something like that. That's a little bit of heavier foliage, and it kind of moves down to the scruffier stuff along the embankment. And again, this is not done yet. This is just the very first, you know, section going on here. I did put some dirt sprinkled in there. Then I sprayed it with wet water and did a little misting with some diluted tacky glue. So that's just drying up there. Like I said, that was done. Going to be a wooded area, treed area. Alright, that's done there with a little bit of ground added in. I still didn't get in the back. I still didn't get that done. This didn't do much more over here. I did kind of figure out. Now there's the bridge. I have it shimmed. I added I had to put 3 pieces of 040 together, and then I sanded it and painted it and to make it look like a piece of concrete in there. I guess that's what you would do, because here's the abutment. There was this big gap where that tie was kind of floating in midair. I don't think that would be right. And I didn't feel like pouring all kinds of ballast in there, so I just figured I added a little bit of concrete there, and that's gonna go on that side. Same on this side. And then this I was off a little bit in my estimations. I mean, the bridge is right and the track is nice and level, but you can see the abutment's a little bit too low to support the ties. So I made another piece. I think it's 080 that I have cut. It's drying right now. I primed it. It's going to sit right in there, and then I'll paint that concrete and then ballast up to the bridge. I guess that's how you do it. I really don't know, but I can't see them leaving a gap, you know, there or there where those ties would just hang in the air. So I imagine they either that or I did it wrong, and you would actually bring the bridge right up to the edge of the abutment and ballast up to it. So anyway, so I filled that up. So I did paint that a little bit just to get it back in a base level. And I really got to get this darn thing done. What I really got to do is get the marshy wetland area in, to get the bridge in, because that poor local has been waiting for weeks to get to work, and he's just like, come on dudes, I got some work to do. Alright, anyway, so I want to get this done, get it behind me, get it in, and then get this area finished. Again, I haven't really finished even the scenery back behind here. It's still the initial layer. And then need to come in here and start getting the switch machines in, the derail in. I did get that the dwarf was kind of now placed, and I added a little junction box behind it. And again, the scanner goes crazy as soon as I start talking. So that's in. Now a little junction box there. And another, this will be a hand ground throw will go there. I need to get the mainline switch machines put in, and a second layer of ballast. That's just kind of fix the spots that are bare, missing, or a little bit light, and then weather the track, weather the ballast a little bit, and get this moving. So, all right, so that will wrap it up for this week. And I do have some travel coming up, but hopefully I'll be able to do some more. Again, it's going to be tougher now that the weather is definitely getting nicer, and it's going to be tough to be sitting inside. But we'll try. We'll keep working away, and I'd like to get as much done as I can before the summer comes in, when it's time. I just don't work as much on it. So, all right, getting there, and that's the area that I want to get a lot of this done. And I keep saying I want to get the peninsula done and the area behind me, and I will, hopefully. Okay, that is it. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a great and safe week, and we shall hopefully put something up next weekend.